Welcome to the next chapter of the React series. So in this chapter, I would like to show you how we can use some JavaScript variables inside our components. So at the beginning, I will start showing you how we can add some JavaScript into our components so we can use it in our views. So for that reason, I have just started my application on my browser right now. As you see, my application is running there. And I want to start with the console log here. So in your application, if you want to log something to your console, you can directly do it like console log, and you can say test, right? So if you came to console log here, you will see the test is logged there directly. And after that, here I would like to define some variables as a const hello message equals, I will just copy this h2 element and put it there. And also I will get that hello message, and I want to show you how you can use that into the element itself. You need to open the curly brackets like this, and you can use this element directly here. So when we run our application now, success installing React application with create React app. Let's change it. Success adding a variable to your component. As you see, it is directly changed right now. So let's close that component. So we don't need to use it right now for the example one. And also let's close this one as well. We don't need that right now, or we can just delete this one. So as you see, whenever we change something here, 1, 2, 3, it directly come up there. So if you, for example, when you build your application and you need some data to fetch, you can write all of your JavaScript architecture before the component renders, and then you can use that values into your application. So think that hello message is coming from the server, and you're just fetching that server message, then you're just rendering it inside to the h2 element. So let's add some numbers. Const example number equals 10, right? And let's see how we can use it. So we can say here example number is, we open and close curly brackets and say example number. It has autocomplete here, and as you see, example number 10 is directly come up there. So let's create some array. Const example array value equals 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So if we want to use this element, we can still need to make it as an example array, and you cannot directly use that example array into your application like this, because it is just puts all of them in a sorted way, like not in a sorted way, but it will just keep takes all of these separations, and it will just paste all of them like that. But if you just log it, console log example array, as you will see, we have the array value here 1, 2, 3, 4. But what you can do, if you want to take an array element as a 0, You see, we just get the first element. Or you can say split, or let's say join, and we will say this. As you see, it just may get all of the elements and convert it to the string for us, so we can show it very nicely here. Or if you want to make something like that, you can directly do it here. Let's close this console log. And one more thing, const example object. And in this object, let's say React also has a property of, or let's say React JavaScript and Node.js, right? So we have our example object. Let's try to add this example object directly as an element here. It will not run because this is not assignable to a React node like this. When we pass that object like this, we cannot use that. But if you want to use the JavaScript, let's say, since this is a parameter we have, you can directly do it like that. And if you want to use Node.js, it is still available. We can use it like this. But you cannot just render the objects inside your components. What you can do, you can stringify, which is very useful when you don't know the object itself, to just show it somewhere, and you can directly see all of the object values directly here. And yeah, that's it so far, and we all see the possible values we can use in our application. I will delete these ones. I just wanted to show you how we can use such values inside our application in component right now. So we have turned back all of the things. So as you see, we have added and tested all of the variables we can use in our application. And in the future lessons, we will try to get some elements directly from some dummy JSON, and we will use these elements directly here. And before we showing, I would like to show you one more thing. Maybe we will go into that topic in the future much more, but this is the mapping the array elements as a component. So what I mean by that, random array, which will be something, let's say A, B, M, G, right? So this is our random array, and I would like to use that random array to some components. How we can use that? How we can do that? We can either create a component which takes all of these values and maps inside our component itself, but we can also write it in the curly brackets like this: random array dot map, and we can say element, and that returns here a p which says element itself. You don't need to understand all of the things right now. If you have the basic JavaScript knowledge, the map takes all of the elements, and from beginning it is A to end, it just go through one of them one by one, and it creates another, it creates our component directly here. So let's go see. As you see, our elements has been rendered, all of them, into a new components like this: P, P, and A, B, M, G. So here, let's take it to H2. H2. All right. As you see, all of them became H2 now. We want to just make them a span, for example. You can either do it. And let's say you can apply this to many things. Let's say you want to show some images into same component, and you have more than one images, you just want to create an element. The equivalent of this is actually this. So the span random array and getting the first element inside the array and close that. I will just copy paste and show you what I mean. So this code chunk is actually equivalent to this. As you know, we don't have that many elements right now, but what would happen if we have much more elements like this? I don't know, I didn't count how many I have copy pasted right now, but writing all of them one by one is really error prone. So you might not see if there are some error happen between. So let's call it between, but as you see, our mapping function is just make all of them, and we didn't even change the code. It was the same code, we just manipulate the array. And let's do it one more time, so it will be much more easy to understand. It just mapped through all of the items here. As you see, we didn't need to, if we want to make the same thing one by one, it would take so much time. So that's it. And I just wanted to show you as an extra thing for this one. It is not very important thing right now. We will cover that topics in the future lessons, but it is the part of the React, one of the beauties of the React I really like. And that's it so far. And I wish you have enjoyed this lesson. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. And I wish you a happy day and a happy coding. Goodbye.